Hello, Thrashing Code viewers. This is Adrian, your host, and guess what was just dropped today? Seeking Vengeance by Unleash the Archers. So, not going to talk a lot. Just going to go right into it. Let's see what it's about. Let's see what it's doing. Let's see if the story is continued or if something else is going on. I am curious, and I'm sure you are too. All right, how's this one going to start off? The guitar player. Okay, I've got the guitar player. A little title bar in there. Brittany's face coming at you. And then the whole band facing outward. Where were they? The way this is filmed is kind of weird. There's the new bass player, Brittany thrashing, as she do. Okay, so far I'm liking the guitar part. I mean, when do I not like the guitar part from Unleash the Archers? They're always got badass guitar parts. And I'm loving how the vocals play with each other right now. He's got Brittany doing that, and then the scowl vocals. I like the variable fan speed for Brittany's hair fan. It's either off, it's on a little bit, or it's blast. There's some of that famous breadth, depth, and the range of Brittany coming in just for like perfect notes. This is like one of the most polite songs to be titled something like Seeking Vengeance that I think I've ever heard. He's got one of those Ibanez's that I want too. We saw it a second ago. I forget what it's called. And it's the warrior shape, the Jackson warrior shape, but it's an Ibanez. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I think it's beast. I think he's playing an SR bass. Sound gear, Ibanez sound gear bass. That's what it looks like. It's the kind of bass I play when I play bass. Thus the reason I'm wary of it. Aware of it. It's an awesome bass. It's one of the best basses out there, in my not humble opinion. That guitar though, God, I somehow refrained from getting one so far this year. It's been on my wish list for going on a solid year ever since I saw it on a Polyphia video. And I've wanted an Ibanez for a long, long time. And I'd like to pick it up just in 7-string format. It's gonna be badass. I like how they kind of just went real simple with that solo and that kind of breakdown riff there. Not sure about this video in the way that it's filmed. It's cool, but it's also bothersome when you just want to watch him play. You know, gotta go for that rock and roll thing. Interesting. So I have thoughts, y'all. I have thoughts. Yes, I do. I like the new bass player. I like the old one too, and the other one. But I like the new bass player. He seems to really kind of fit in with the vibe. I like that. RuneGate Studio. Creative BC, British Columbia. Interesting. So, where do I stand on that one? This is interesting because these songs so far that they have released for this album, Phantoma, very much seem to be supporting the story even more so than some of the other songs from other albums and such. Like some of the other albums seem to deviate a little bit and have flourishments of things, solos, drumming, I don't know, deviations from the underlying story, maybe for like a song that has a tale about something that's unrelated to the story. Some of the albums, of course, are more themed than others in that regard. This one so far seems very, 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 very themed, like rock opera-ish almost, themed to the album, the Phantoma album, or Phantoma, yeah. So I am hearing that and seeing that and feeling that and listening to the lyrics. That's what's happening so far. So I don't know if any of the other songs kind of deviate from that, if they have some little bit of variety in that regard, or if it's a solely focused album. I don't know. I'm going to find out, though, because the album is on its way, or it will be on its way when it's, the vinyls are finally dropped and everything, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the album and also seeing their album release performances. I'll be going to Victoria, Canada, and Vancouver, Canada. Check those out. Taking the fast ferry out of Seattle over to Victoria for that show. That's going to be awesome because that is an island. That's why you take a ferry. And then Vancouver, I'll be taking the train up because that's how I go places. I take the train, even here in America. It's hard sometimes, but I do it anyway. So looking forward to that. And I'm very curious how the rest of the album is going to be. I've enjoyed this song, and I've enjoyed the last song that they released. I would say that there are parts that seem to be running a little long. There are parts that seem a little more repetitive in their length. Some parts that don't seem placed quite right. So I'm a little curious about that. Like, are those gonna bother me after a while? Their music, they wrote it. The band writes the music for themselves first, and then it becomes, domain of the fan base. As Taylor Swift talked about in an interview not so long ago, she put it pretty well. At some point, the music basically becomes fan territory, right? So the musician just wrote it, provided it as a base in a sense. But anyway, yeah. I'm very curious about that. I'm very curious because it sounds like it fits, but it seems like I was saying, a few of those parts are a little long, and it's kind of like you're listening and thinking, did I miss part of the song or did I zone? I don't know. When that feeling pops up, especially for a sufferer of the scatterbrainness, you're not sure if you did miss something, and thus you get a little frustrated when you're listening to the song because you're like, well, is this part, did I just hear this part? Is this part continuing? Did I just zone out? Did I miss part of the song? You don't know. Anyway, so that's what happens when things run on a bit too many repeats or whatnot. However, since I was intently focused, and I know I didn't miss any of the song, I'm just sitting here listening to it, that thought came up though, so that's why I mention it. The other things though, the breakdown riff for the solo, one of the solos, let's say, I thought that the simpleness of it at the one part and then moving to a slightly more complex shift and then back into the song, I actually liked the way that worked. Like, I thought it worked really well with the way the song is moving through its ideas. That was cool. So even though the following part seemed like one of those longer than necessary parts, it was cool how that fit. It could be that I'm a guitar player and that's why I like that part, but good stuff there. And yeah, I'm going to listen to it a few dozen more times like I do with all the Unleash the Archers stuff. See how I feel about it, see where it fits within the ranking and category of the rest of the material that they have put out over the years. And so far, I think this one's going to be, it's going to be a good album. It's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to read the rest of the story too, because I've seen Brittany talk about it in interviews, some of the rest of the gang talking about various pieces of the music in interviews and whatnot. And, you know, it's building up the excitement. So looking forward to it. If you're going to any of the shows, ping me. I don't know how to find out, but you can figure it out. I'm on metalhead.club, on Mastodon, etc. So anyway, ping me, buy you a beer, and we can talk more Unleash the Archers. But until then, keep thrashing. I'll catch you next video.